We're getting into the heart of the Fortitude Valley nightlife. Oh, it's bustling. Oh, I wonder what kind of music we're gonna see today. I hope it's not a shitty local band again. So I don't know if you know this, but I'm actually from Australia. I'm in Australia right now, in fact. And worse than that, I'm from Queensland, which is just Australian Florida. The city I live in is not the bustling creative metropolis I might like it to be. The music scene here died during COVID, never recovered, and is now shambling along as a lifeless husk of its former self. What a busy night, look at that. Unfortunately for me, I love live music and I need to see some every few weeks, come hell or high water, or else I start to go a bit insane. As a result, I have seen a tremendous quantity of shitty local bands. I get frustrated because sometimes it seems like they're not trying. It seems like they don't even care. Now, I care deeply about music. I care deeply about art. I care deeply about art's capacity to communicate. So when I see a shitty local band with nothing to say for itself, I can get pretty frustrated. And I am fully aware that this is arrogance and hypocrisy. I myself have been trying to learn the guitar for about 15 years, and I've learned about 8 chords. I can count the songs that I can play on one hand. I can't play any of them particularly well. What is it? And one of them is just Wonderwall, in case I ever get the opportunity to do a Wonderwall bit. I am in no position to judge. But even still, knowing all of this, I can't help but get frustrated. I get annoyed that they have this opportunity to say something that gets past the stupid, dumb human brain and goes directly into the soul, and they're not using it. And I pride myself on being an excellent audience. I am attentive and engaged and ready to have a transcendent art experience at any time. I come into it hungry. And if you don't give me anything to chew on, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. I thought there was gonna be food here. And look, I'm not doing it in front of them. I'm not trying to hurt any feelings. I am not trying to discourage any artists. I just care a lot. But I've been thinking a lot about this lightly asshole-ish quality of mine, and I think it bears questioning. This kind of attitude that I take, where I stand there and I act like I'm a critic. Have you guys seen Ratatouille? So, in the spirit of the Socratic method, let's argue it from the other side. And I will start with a little story about a song. How's it fucking go? The song The Good Ship You by the Narcissist Cookbook starts like this.
I hate this fucking song. I hate this song so much, but I can't let it go. And I'm just going to record it. I'm going to record it and just hope that that exercises it from my brain, because I swear to God, my brain just won't stop ticking away on this fucking song.
Get on with it. Fucking get on with it.
You might have an instinct to say that this little introduction is not part of the song, that it's a kind of paratext. It mirrors the way that a musician might introduce a song during a live show, and we don't say that patter between songs on stage is part of the song. And I would agree with you, except that once a song has been mastered and released, that paratext is now baked in. They didn't leave it in there through hours of production and mastering by mistake. That's intentional. You cannot listen to this song without hearing this little introduction first, every single time, unless you skip it yourself. So an essential part of the song then is knowing that the author hates it, but can't let it go. As is a major theme of the album, it's an apology. I'm sorry about the thing I made. I need you to know that I had no choice but to make it. I know exactly what they're talking about. This happens to me too. See, ideas are parasites. Every day, dozens of ideas are trying to embed themselves in your central nervous system and steal your life force. Some will bounce off you. Some will get in but won't take. But every now and again, you'll get a particularly sticky idea that makes its way past your defenses, latches itself onto your brainstem, and starts to kill you. You take 1 hit point of damage for every second that that idea is in your brain. You need to get it out of you or you'll die. You'll die! Sometimes you know an idea doesn't have the source. Or maybe sometimes you know you've made something special, but it's incredibly niche and hard to onboard an audience who doesn't already trust that you're going somewhere with it. Sometimes it doesn't turn out the way you envisioned, because you don't have the skill yet, or because you took a wrong turn halfway through the process of making it. Sometimes you don't even have an idea, but you know you need to keep your hands busy with some kind of making just to keep in the flow of it. Sometimes you know full well that you're the shitty local band. But you have to make it anyway. You've got to get it out.
I'm going to record it, and just hope that exercises it from my brain, because I swear to God.
But surprisingly sincere, I hear you say, because we're still doing the Socratic method, don't forget. Surprisingly sincere. This is all well and good, but just because you've made something doesn't mean that you necessarily need to take it on stage, so to speak. If it's no good, why are these shitty local bands wasting your time with it? If you hate the song, why would you release it on Spotify? They should just wait until they've made something good. Okay. I need you to listen to me very carefully, because it's kind of hard to get this idea across. But you are not the only person who gets a say in whether or not your work is worthwhile. The thing about that song, The Good Ship You, is that I really like it. It's one of my favorites from the album. It means something to me. It's astounding the lengths that I'll go to convince the whole damn world I don't need anybody's help. It would be kind of an insult to my taste as an enjoyer of art to decide on my behalf that something I like is not good enough to take on stage. And the Narcissist Cookbook knows this. And that's why they released the song. There are essentially 2 people in that little introduction having a conversation. One is the apologizer, and the other is the song itself.
My brain just won't stop ticking away on this fucking song.
Get on with it. Fucking get on with it.
It is implied by the noticeably different recording environment that the voice that says get on with it is the same voice that will eventually perform the song as we hear it. So the song itself knows that it is an exercise in protecting your own ego to distance yourself from your work this way, that it's a self-indulgent waste of the audience's time. The introduction, then, is a compromise position. You can have this song, it says, as long as you know that I hate it but had to make it anyway. And as long as you also know that I know that that's an annoying and self-indulgent way to open a song. An apology for that apology, and then you can listen to the song. After all that, the artist tying themselves up in knots about releasing this damn song, I just like it. I'm uncomplicatedly grateful to have it. Self-awareness is a bottomless pit that will eat you alive. Maybe the thing that you've made is mediocre. Maybe it's not as mediocre as you think it is. Maybe most people will hate it, but one person will love it with all of their heart. Does that mean that it's good? Bad? You will never figure that out if you don't complete the final step of the artistic process. Releasing it.
Stop hogging it! Share it with the boys! Distribute the bounty amongst the proletariat! Don't open a Skittles packet in class unless you have enough for everybody!
A shitty local band is not actually an easy thing to be. They need to ask for things from their audience that a more established creator already has. They need to ask for their audience's patience while they experiment and build on skills and ideas. They need to ask an audience who have no reason to believe that this will be worth their time to take the leap of faith on sitting through the slow build intro because it pays off with a tremendous flourish from the drums. They need their audience to trust that they are going somewhere with all of this. That is a vulnerable position. That requires a tremendous amount of bravery. So yes, you could withhold your mediocre work from the world. You could wait and wait and wait until you have the perfect thing that proves you're one of the special people. Meanwhile, the shitty local band is out there, facing the world, owning their work, building skills and connections, and a relationship with an audience that you haven't even started thinking about yet. You are already falling behind. The shitty local band may know that their work is not as good as it could be. They may be frustrated by this knowledge. Maybe they have full-time jobs. Being a shitty local band is, surprisingly, not that well paid a gig, and maybe they don't have as much time as they might like to dedicate towards improving their craft. It's possible that their mediocre work now might be an important step to their groundbreaking work in the future. Maybe none of this is true, and they really are mediocre, and they always will be, but I can't possibly know that, standing in the audience, petulantly judging them for their ability to hold the attention of an audience and critiquing the quality of their hooks as though I don't have the literal data to know that I'm faring no better. I think I'm going to try and be more patient with the local bands. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. I am a shitty local YouTuber. That's what I am to a lot of people. I'm their favorite shitty local YouTuber. Oh, that's hard to deal with some days. Okay, so I'm given to understand that this is an instrument and you can play music. The irony of all this is, of course, I hate this fucking video. Look, I lost it there a little bit, I think, but look, thanks for watching. And here's Wonderwall again.